Good morning and welcome to A-1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for, I cannot believe it's June 3rd and it's the Quilt Show. We are, I think it would be fair to say, flying by the seat of our pants. So, you coming, Jeannie? You need a chair. So it is Quilt Show week. We will be starting the setup today. Real setup is tomorrow. The Quilt Show is Thursday through Saturday. We will be there every day. Not a great week to get stuff from me and Jeannie unless you're getting something at the Quilt Show. Keep in mind, for those of you who aren't in town, if you are contemplating everything, this is also the week, I think it is through tomorrow, that we have to use pre-tariff pricing. What are you doing?
I'm trying to work. You were man-spreading so hard I couldn't get over. What? So, we are really tired, so we're gonna try and Okay, so I want to thank you guys who showed up yesterday for our sew along, which didn't happen until 4 o'clock yesterday evening because Patrick and I ended up going to the Bay this weekend, and then we didn't get back until
I got a call
2 o'clock.
on Saturday night at about 10 o'clock, and Jeannie's like, we should go to the Bay and see.
So just so you know, I'm a huge Coldplay fan.
I like their songs.
Yeah, and
Never listened to them.
And we bought tickets when they came out to go see them in Vegas this weekend. And we got the tickets. We were so excited. And then somebody at the store goes, "Isn't that the weekend of the Quilt Show?" And we were like, so we just sold our tickets. And that was it. And then on Saturday night, I was reading some news and an article came up about the show at Stanford, the Coldplay show in Stanford.
And how good it was.
And how awesome it was. And I got on StubHub. I said, Patrick, we're going. We're taking the kids. We're going to go. It's Sunday night.
To do that?
No. And it just fit that we could all do it. And so we went. That's what happened. And I never do anything spontaneous.
That was the first spontaneous thing Jeannie's done in 5 years.
Yeah, I always say I had a lot of work to do, and I always do my work, and I always say no to fun.
You know I don't have time.
That's what I normally do. And then this time I said, forget it, we're going. And so that's where we were this weekend. And we left Sunday morning, and then we came back because I wanted to be back to do the sew along. So as soon as we got up, we just had our coffee.
We literally got up, drove to San Francisco, went out to eat, went to the show, finished our food back at our hotel room, went to bed at like 1 o'clock, got up the next morning and left and drove home.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I had to push the sew along back.
I was going to say it was a bad idea, but like I was not going to tell Jeannie no when she was like, let's do it. I'm like, all right, it's going to be fun. We'll have fun with the kids.
We had fun time with the kids, and who knows, because I think you guys know as your kids get older and then they get jobs and they have their own lives.
We need like cats in the cradle to be playing in the bed.
Cats in the cradle. Yeah. So, and Kai has Mondays off, so it worked with him, and Violet just is here right now because she leaves in another, week? And so we just said, let's just do it. So we just did it, and I apologize that I had to reschedule the sew-along.
How was the sew-along? You said it went great, right?
Sew-along was great. It's really hard working with all those cameras and all those cords and everything in the way and moving around all of that. It's just hard. It's like I almost need like more space.
Is it easier with the phone?
Oh, yeah.
So why are we doing it with multiple cameras?
I don't know. It is. Anyways, so this is what we stitched out. So this is the Miki Kim version that I'm doing. So I'm doing it with her Bloomberry fabric. And I thought it was a beautiful block. This is with the Kimberbell fabrics. And it's so, I loved it. I love the glitter. The rhinestones are super fun. I thought the colors were really, really pretty. So this is our June block. And you need 2 of them. And I did mirror image. And I did one version of the videos with the scan and cut, one without. I'm all in scan and cut at this point. I just feel like I feel like the cuts are.
It makes it that much easier, and the cuts are that much
I
better.
don't know if it's that much easier, and I don't know if you're saving time because there's setup involved with doing all the scan and cut stuff. But I don't know. I just really enjoy the cutting, putting it down, pressing it down, and everything is really clean. If you're one of those people that trim and you're not a great trimmer, scan and cut might be for you. Or maybe your hands aren't working as well as they used to, which my hands are starting to not. This one. This one's still pretty good. This one. So maybe it's going to be for you. I know some of you have your scan and cuts and haven't pulled them out, and I totally get it. I totally relate. This is my 3rd scan and cut, and it's the only one that I've really been using. So, but hopefully you'll take the plunge, and I think after having success just one time, it'll get you hooked. Do you still have the rhinestone tool? I have, 1, 2, those are all pre-sold. I did just order more. So if you want the rhinestone tool, next week will be the week I'll have another restock because I have 3 on the wall, but those are all sold over the weekend. And the rhinestone tool, it's either under Hot Fix or Rhinestone Setter, but I love it and it's fantastic. Mine stopped working because my battery was going dead. But yeah, get the rhinestone tool.
Can you replace the battery?
Oh yeah, I replaced it. And used it for this class. And then I was like, oh, ooh, that's so hot. Ooh. So, yeah.
Meaning, did you had trained yourself to like touch it or something? Because
you just want to see if it's set.
Jeannie trained herself like with a doll set of knives to like always touch herself with them.
When I cut strawberries, I do this. I hold it in my hand. And
then we had the knives sharpened.
And the first time I used them, I cut myself. So pre-order. This week is gonna be the pre-order for the volume 2 and volume 3 of the Kimberbell classics. And we are gonna do like a we'll do our own little Kimberbell event. So we will kit these, and I don't know if we'll include this Star Spangled Celebration unless we only do like 2 from each. Should we do that? Should we do 2 from each, and then you can just join in? We'll have like a little itinerary from like this time to this time. 10 to noon, we'll do volume 1, 1 to 3, volume 2, and then 3 to 5, volume 3. So we'll do something like that. And, but we're not gonna, I think that's perfect. And then we'll do 2 projects from each volume. There's 3 projects per volume. The pre-order is what I order, and then they ship it on Wednesday. So if you want it and you want it part of the first grouping, then do your pre-order now, and then just get what you want. Don't feel pressured to get everything. I don't want you to get everything because I don't want it sitting on your shelf unless you're doing it all. If you're doing it all, get it all. If you're not doing it, just look at the stuff that you go, oh, I can't live without that and love it so. That's the stuff I want you to do.
So Marlene's saying, in emergency room they call it avocado palm for their patients. I think you're talking about cutting. And so the guy who sharpened our knives, like we had a guy that had a knife sharpening business come out, and he was sharpening the knives, and I was watching him sharpen the knives going, oh, this is a problem. We had nice knives, but like he was like making them crazy sharp, like you could shave with them. And then he was talking about how he sharpens the knives at the sushi places in town, and that one of the chefs had never been there like after he sharpened the knife, and would always like hit the pit to pull the pit out of the avocado, and the guy like cut half into his hand. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
They were so crazy sharp. And like maybe 2 years later when they started to dull, Jeannie was like, I like these knives again.
Oh, I'm just careful with them. Yeah, no. I'm super careful with my knives now. That's like the scare. And I don't know about you guys, but my kids are new cooks. And
they have dull knives.
And you know how it is, like you have to almost have that experience of cutting yourself where you're like, I gotta be more careful. I feel like we've all cut ourselves with a cooking knife where you were rushing and you were like, I should be slowing down. Haste makes waste. But it's like one of those things where you kind of learn, like black ice. You kind of have to go through that experience of sliding on it where you're like...
I cut myself cleaning knives. That's when I cut myself.
And I was like, you know what? Maybe if you had worn those dishpan gloves that I'd gotten you for Christmas...
It was a Japanese knife, and
I
was
think
going to
it
cut me
still would
either
have.
way.
I think it still would have saved you. I like to get Patrick a sensible gift each Christmas that
like
helps
an apron,
him with his domestic duties. Like something for the laundry room. Something for the kitchen, maybe something for your cleaning. It sounds like a joke too.
But not really.
Oh man.
So how long did your battery last in your Rhinestone setter?
Is somebody asking that?
Like Cindy West asked. It's kind of like asking how long a tank of gas lasts, right? Like it all depends on how much you drive.
Well, I mean, I used it for a couple of projects, and then the girls used it for all the earrings, and they probably spent at least like an hour
it's like
doing the
hours, right?
I'd say like an hour, maybe like.
Oh, only an hour?
I didn't time everyone.
Well, and I'm sure they turn it on, and
maybe
it's on for
like
a
when
while.
I hold it down, I'm like 15 seconds. But at one point, I'm like, hey, these didn't stick at all, and the light didn't seem as bright. And I was like, oh, hope it's not broken. And then I just put in new batteries, and it was perfect again. Super hot. Super, super hot. So, I don't know. Probably lasted for maybe like an hour or 2 hours. What I love about it, though, is with my other Rhinestone setter, I always tell people like stuff that's not corded is never going to last or stay as hot as something that's corded. I mean, if you're plugged in, that's just going to be... And
it's going to be hotter because you're going from, 120 volts to like 9.
I think the
12.
best thing would be this Rhinestone setter corded, because you don't need different tips, and it doesn't get sticky. The rhinestones don't get stuck, which is what happened to my other one. It's genius. It's just like a flat, like it looks like a nail head, a small nail head that you can put down on any size rhinestone. So I think it's absolutely so smart.
Going to Antique Roadshow seems like something you would want to do.
I would totally do that, Marlene. That sounds like fun. I wonder if we have anything in our house that they'd be like, probably not. We're not that kind of couple. We don't have really fancy. You might have something fancy.
From my grandparents or something.
From the grandparents back in the day, but nothing fancy in my house. So, okay. So, next one is going to be, I think because of 4th of July weekend, because we we're gone.
I was like thinking about it this weekend when we were driving back.
I can't believe it's already coming up.
I was like, oh my God, our summer's so busy.
Do you guys feel like summer's like so booked and like already gone?
I tried to plan something in October with friends, and two of my friends were like, dude, I can't plan that far in advance. And I was like, I have to plan that far in advance.
That's the only, but so we are here. We have Quilt Show this weekend. Next weekend we take Violet to the Bay because she's.
Well, I mean, that doesn't affect work though.
Yeah.
Like, it just means you're not going to be stitching all weekend.
Yes. And then we're here, that's
till
the
the
14th.
28th.
We're here, oh my God. So we're here the weekend of the 21st, and then the weekend of the 28th. We leave. We're going to do our fact-finding mission. And we'll be in Japan and Korea.
Till the 12th.
I will be... Oh, so I moved the Wallflower Sew-Along is going to be July...
Yeah, it can't be. We
Oh,
don't
yeah,
get home
that
until
won't
the
work
12th.
either. Maybe Michelle can do this one. I'll give it to Michelle. So Michelle will do... She'll stitch out July's, which is going to be an interesting one. So we'll definitely pre-stitch and pre-record beforehand. So we're not like, I don't know what I'm doing, because that's my video for July would be like that. I looked at the instructions and I was like, what's this? So I'm sure I will be able to figure it out. But we'll do that, and that'll be, I think the store's open that week, right? So we'll do...
Yeah, so the store is always closed between Christmas and New Year's, and it's always closed the week of July 4th. So the store will be closing. It'll be closed the 28th through that weekend. Could you go back a month?
Yeah.
And then it'll reopen at normal hours on the 8th. Jeannie and I will not be back into the store until, is it the 15th? Until the 15th. So we get back on the 12th, but...
That's how I feel. It's going to be a crazy month. And then I'll move the sew along, because I think a lot of you are going to be gone for the weekend anyways. Should we just leave it on the 11th?
I mean, if Michelle's doing it.
Maybe we'll just leave it,
maybe we
because you
should
guys
talk
are
to
going to be
Michelle for
traveling for 4th of July and doing all sorts of stuff.
Wait, leave it where?
On the 11th.
Yeah, why would you move it?
I like to do it the first Friday of every month, so it just pushes it out almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, you gotta push it out, because it's...
Yeah, but we could do it earlier, because the store's open, is what I'm saying.
Oh, meaning like you could do it on the 8th?
Anytime that week.
Yeah, just leave it on Friday, though.
Okay, we might leave it there, and that way you guys can enjoy your 4th of July and just get to stitching with us when you're ready. And then the following week on July 18th, we have Hello Pumpkin. And Michelle and I are doing that event, and we'll get some samples done this week and next week, so you'll be able to see those in real life. July. And then we're already talking about July 18th. It just feels crazy. It's summertime, right? Hopefully you guys have lots of fun plans going on.
So the store is open normal hours for the quilt show. It's always a little bit of a disaster because we pack up and take the store with us to the quilt show.
A lot of it will be gone.
So a lot of it will be there. It depends on what you want. Like, you can drop a machine for service, but the guys are here. Lori's here. I think the girls will be here in the morning. So it is fine to drop a machine. I wouldn't count on like real-time service or same-day service. Like, I have a couple of folks that are like, if I drop a machine off, is there any way it can be done? And I think there were 1 or 2 people that made that request that I said yes to, but But yeah, to drop a machine for service, no problem.
Yeah, and still come and shop. I mean, we'll be at the show, but the store is filled with stuff for you to get. It's packed. People come in here and they're like, wow, you have a lot of stuff. Because I have a shopping problem. It's a problem. So come in and help me.
The first step
with my
in
problem.
addressing a problem is admitting you have a problem.
It's a problem. So yeah, come in and shop, and as if you're doing quilt show orders, as long as you get your order to me via email, like if you're from out of town, because some people are doing it from out of town, a lot of that stuff is special order. Like people are like, I want this ruler and I want that ruler and I want this. So that'll get filled next week, or it might even be the week after, because
and so somebody had asked earlier about the quilt show specials. We have dime frames at 25% off.
25 if you get
off
one
for 2 or more. Is it 25% off all creative grids?
Yeah, I'm doing that for you. Those are special order.
What else?
And then
I mean, it's, we're always funny about
and Martelli.
Everybody's always like, what are your quilt show specials? I'm like, you mean the specials we have every day? Like, I don't necessarily think, like, the quilt show is not necessarily like the most special time to buy, because like I'm not one of those shops that only lowers our prices at the quilt show. The quilt show is corresponding with a price increase at Brother. So you guys have heard me say it before, like if you are shopping, shop now. Like get it done now. It's easier to get it done now than wait for the quilt show anyways. So and then there'll always be deals at the store too. So like if you come in the store and we're not around, the guys will call us and I'll give them
I might bring some deep discount stuff to the quilt show. Like this stuff, half off, and bring it to the quilt show. So we'll see what I have there. Alice asked a question about a USB.
There is no USB-C on the Avenir. So that, like, I was going to address that question. 2.0 or 3.0 really doesn't matter. Like, they're backwards compatible. You may find that 3.0 USBs are faster, but the USB-C is not the connection on the Avenir. Is it USB-A? USB. Yeah. So USB-A is the correct connection. And there are generational USBs, meaning like those have gotten faster too, but USB-C will not fit in your Baby Locker Brother machine.
And my advice to you is buy reputable branded USB sticks. Like, don't buy those like bulk packs. Not that they don't work, and not that I don't have some of those in my stuff too, but sometimes those go bad quickly, or they can become corrupt. So I would just stick to like brand names that you like recognize. Like I forget.
Well, it's
the
like
ones
the
that I get
PNY USBs. Or the Brother sent us a handful of USBs for those with the Avenir, and they were PNY 16 gig formatted drives. Does that mean that they got your machine up and running? I hope. What else do we have to talk about?
I did want to talk to you about Spring is in the Air, and that's the Janine Babbage table runner. I'm going to do one more video, which is going to be the dimensional flowers. I don't even know if I'm going to get it done like not this week, because we're just too busy. But I'm planning on doing the border. We're going to do auto split quilt sashing, which is a feature on the Luminaire, the Solaris, the Avenir, and the Radiance. I'm going to do that, and we're going to do it live as a sew-along. but I'm not going to do it until probably the end of August, till everyone gets, because we're going to have another round of kits. I don't have the sample here to show you. We're going to have another round of kits. And I want those people, because I'm only going to do it once. It'll be one live feed. It'll be a free, just available to everyone that you can stitch along, or you can watch it later too. So if you don't get it done until next year, you'll have that available. But so they're gonna, that fabric's being released August 14th. So realistically, it might even be the beginning of September. So if you're chopping at the bit to get it done, which I was, because it's so beautiful, and I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, I love this. Then just get it done. But I'll do auto quilt split sashing at the end of August, beginning of September, when everyone is able to do it all together. So, because I'd asked somebody, they had asked about that. And then I was thinking about it because we looked at it yesterday, and the top and bottom border are 4.5 inches, and the side borders are 3.5 inches. So I've never done one where the border sizes were different on top and bottom, left to right. So somebody said cut it down so they're all even. That'll make it the easiest. Or honestly, I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do that. I might just leave it. I don't know.
I wasn't totally listening. I was
You
reading.
look like you were listening.
I know. I was doing a really good job of it too, but you
You
were
were
looking
like-
at me like you needed some
You're
help.
like, your lips are
And I'm
moving,
like-
but I can't hear. I've done that before too, right?
Uh,
All you hear is like, it's the,
wah,
it's,
wah, 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 wah,
It's the
wah,
peanuts.
Wah, wah, wah.
oh man.
So what do you know the date for the Minky Kim purse class?
So I say that's going to be sometime. Michelle, what do you think? July? Yeah, July. Even it could be even the beginning of August. What we find is people are busy during
People
the
don't
summer,
show up to class.
and nobody shows up. They start getting back into it in August. So it could be beginning of August, end of July is when we'll do the Minky Kim.
Has she already done a Minky Kim backpack class recently?
No, but Michelle's working on it. I think she did a little post and showed it to you. I think you also maybe have seen Dana's sample, which is so adorable. But that'll be coming up. I'd say end of July, beginning of August. Can you believe it? Doesn't it feel like it's already like, it's just going so fast. It's going so fast. Has Michelle done the class for the latest? That's what you just asked. So I think that's it. I don't think are we doing a giveaway? Did we have a question? You asked a question.
I did.
It was on the list.
It was about what your storage use is.
We
in
didn't
your
even look at
room.
your replies.
I was looking at the replies
You
a little
did?
bit over the weekend.
Well, what did they say?
Um,
Thread Tower?
No, like some people said Thread Tower. Some people were like, it'll change your life. There were a lot of responses about just using clear plastic bins of various styles.
We should have people send in pictures of their sewing rooms. Mine would
well,
be
like, could
so
you imagine
bad.
you being requested to do that? You wouldn't want to.
I would do it.
So, just regarding the week, I don't know, like we normally do a live stream here or there, but like I'm not, I'm not like super, sure how that'll work out. So don't expect live
Graydon and
streams.
Lori said they want to do it. Yeah, Graydon's like, yeah, and Lori's like, oh no.
What brand
There's
name
Graydon.
do you
Graydon wants
suggest
to do it.
for
I love it.
USB? So I have
Graydon's question
It
for
goes
this week
back-
is, what do you love most about Graydon?
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so
Most comments win.
so I've been using SanDisk Cruiser 32 gig USBs, and they were their Lightning USBs back from my DJ days.
What do I have?
I've had two of those in my bag. Like that's what I grab out of my bag anytime I need a USB. And fully formatted. Like, so when I got them, like they're a USB that arrives with some security on them. So I did a full format, not a quick format on them. And I've been using those two USBs without fail for a long time. And so so having said that,
I use these.
and those are the same as very same almost as the ones that we got from Brother.
Oh, really? And I bought these in bulk. They weren't like the $30 you pay for them in bulk. They were more like $150. But I know they're good.
Well, and there is an approved list. So, like, Barb, if you've got an Avenir, there is an approved list for an Avenir. If you reach out to the store, like, I can email that to you. There is also an approved list for the Brother machines. And so we do, have a list of approved USBs for the Brother machines. The reality is like 99.9% of them work. Nobody loves to hear that it's the USB. And so, but how frequently does that, like a couple times a month, somebody brings in something and
They're
it's like,
look what this is doing. And
it reads on this machine or it doesn't read on that machine or blah, 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 blah. So there are USB issues, but the majority of the USBs work. Like I said, those SanDisk Cruisers work. They're nice. They were expensive. I mean, years ago when I bought them, they were really expensive. I think prices on some of that stuff
you
has come down.
you have to pay attention to on those SanDisk. A lot of your USBs come with a whole bunch of stuff on it.
I already talked about this.
I wasn't listening. Sorry.
My lips were moving, but you weren't hearing what I was saying.
Absolutely.
So if somebody wants to see that list, we can post it. There's a much larger list from Brother, and then there was like kind of a smaller list for the Avenir. I haven't heard too many issues with Avenir USBs in recent history. Like I think a lot of the original problems with the Avenir and the Radiance were addressed by updates. Charles got back to me and said that those designs are digitized like that. That it's actually just the a very slow movement of the.
That is.
Remember how I said I've heard it on Luminaire too?
Yeah.
So.
That's interesting to know. So we had somebody reach out to us that just got a brand new Avenir, and they were stitching out one of the Disney designs with Ariel, and it was making a strange humming, and I'd never heard that.
Well, and so we had seen somebody with a Solaris like the week before that was kind of going, it does this hum. And so, like, I had heard it before. The number one thing I always say with your machine is it stitching normally? Now, if it sounds awful, like, you kind of know. Sounding strange, like, or hearing a hum, sometimes isn't that big of a deal. And
I didn't know that.
So, when Jeannie played it for me, I was like, I've heard that before. I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's fine as long as it's stitching normally. Because I've heard it on Luminaires, Solarises, Radiances, Avenirs. And so I sent a note to the head of QA at Brother who replied and said that those designs are digitized that way and that it's a slight and slow movement in the embroidery unit and that to him it sounded normal. So,
yeah, I'd never heard it before, so my mama ear is perked up. I was like, what? So that's interesting to hear that it's digitized like that.
Well, and like I said, I had heard it, because people had come in and shown me the videos before. People had come in and been like, why does it do this? And, but every time the machine has always been fine.
Miss Diane.
Diane, is there a price? Is there a supply list?
Yeah, Diane, check the supply list, and if it's not on there, then email Michelle. and she'll give you that information. It's her class, so I'm not sure what she'll be using, but it should be on your supply list, hopefully.
Just keep in mind, setup, breakdown, quilt show, not the best week to get in touch with me and Jeannie. Like, we're normally pretty cooked by the end of the day, although we'll kind of follow up and do stuff and then eat. Do
you like the play-by-play? So I do have some emails to get back to, and I'll be working on that today and tonight. I started to do some this morning, so I'll be getting back to you. There are people that have sent me notes about
I made Jeannie go to bed early last night.
Oh my God, I slept
I was
great.
like, you need to come to bed now. Lights need to be out now.
If he didn't, he's like the best thing for my sleep. I'm the worst for his sleep, and that's awful. Is that awful?
Every night I'm like, please, I need sleep. Please turn off the lights. Stop. Or she'll turn. She's watching like somebody get hit in the nuts on
that does not come up in my feed. That might come up in your feed.
You're watching funny reels, and I'm like trying to sleep next to somebody who's like.
Have you guys watched that couple? There's a couple and they order stuff from Shein? That's so funny. It's a husband and wife, and Shein is like one of those like
it's
Temu,
like Temu. It's like
clothing
direct from China.
And it'll be like fishnet top and like short hot pants, and they show you the picture of what it looks like that you'd be ordering
via AI.
And then the husband puts it on, or she does, but it's so. I do watch those. They make me laugh, and I like to go to bed laughing. So, yeah, I do watch those. Anyways.
All right. So,
wait, what are we giving away?
I don't know. We're it's gonna be a surprise giveaway.
We haven't. You're Patrick. No.
Well, you find it while I pick the winner.
Hang on.
All right, here we go.
Patrick,
who is it? It's Gail Rush. I have some zipper pouches I bought on Amazon. I have one. Jeannie, I can think of what you can give away.
She wants
the zipper pouches.
Which ones?
I don't know. Go get the Tula pink ones.
Oh, I'm going to give you Tula pink zipper pouch.
So I have one for each project. I need to start or finish. I got a couple of storage bins at Hobby Lobby. So go grab some and let's show her. So Miss Gail Rush, you won this week's giveaway. Jeannie's grabbing the giveaway now.
Miss Gail Rush.
I feel it's so, like, I don't know. I just felt like life was so crazy this year.
We're going to give you these Tula pink zipper pouches that came out last month. That I think if you want them, you better get them, because what I'm realizing is some of them they keep in stock. Some of them are just like.
So she's getting two?
She's getting both.
I love the dimensional trees.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, do you see? Like.
Oh my God, look at the trees are dimensional. And it's an owl. And I didn't realize, like,
wise.
How.
Did you know owls aren't wise? I was sad to hear that. They're not like the wise animals you think they are. So I'm going to put one inside of the other bag. And these are for you, Miss Gail. Congratulations. So cute. And, okay, we ready for the day?
Onward and upward.
Have a great day.
Are we live streaming tomorrow?
Yeah. Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Right.
We'll live stream tomorrow morning.
It may be a quick one.
Yeah, because then we start packing up. So, over and out.
Then we're like, ah!